Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Creed 3, starring Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, and Jonathan Majors. Now, when it comes to the Creed movies, they certainly do act as an effective continuation of the Rocky franchise, with Adonis Creed taking over as the main protagonist, and Rocky Balboa, played by Sylvester Stallone, taking more of the mentor role, similar to that of Mickey from his original film series. But this is the first film in the franchise where Rocky isn't in the film at all, and it's actually a film where that doesn't particularly matter, considering that this is where Adonis Creed gets to have the torch fully passed to him, especially since his main rival comes from his past, and I get a better sense of who he is as a person, as well as the fact that we get some of the best boxing action that the series has had yet. Let's get to the story, shall we? The story follows Adonis Creed after he's won the World Heavyweight Championship and after he's retired from boxing for a bit, helping out at the gym, and his his wife Bianca, played by Tessa Thompson, has decided to become a producer instead of a singer. Plus, they have a cute daughter, Amara, who is deaf, so we get a lot of sign language scenes with her that are rather adorable. But parts of Adonis's past have come back to haunt him, especially in the form of Damien, played by Jonathan Majors. He is Adonis's former friend who's coming back with a dream to become the World Heavyweight Championship, as he was a talented boxer as a young lad before he got sent to the Slammer. Now that he feels that Adonis has taken his dream and has basically betrayed his best friend, Damien's after it all, and after brutally beating up a top boxer and basically saying that he's going for the whole life that Adonis has had, Donnie realizes that he's got to get back in the ring to teach his former friend a lesson, while also showing that maybe it's a bit more complicated than one person being the bad guy and one person being the good guy. But what I really liked about this story is that its stakes are extremely personal. Michael B. Jordan said leading up to the film that he had a lot of inspirations from various anime when it came to the overall rivalry of the film, and you can definitely see that when it comes to the inner struggles of the two characters, especially if you watch a lot of boxing shows like Megalobox, or the show that inspired Megalobox, Ashita no Joe. It certainly has a lot of similar vibes to that, especially when it comes to the boxing choreography of the film. I almost thought I'd see a Dempsey role at one point when it came down to some of the choreography done, but the blood, the punching's impacts, and the overall cinematography involved here really makes it feel like one of the better fights of Megalobox, or just a great boxing movie in its own right. Even when one of the fights goes into a bit more of inside the characters' heads than you'd expect for a boxing series, it's one that I wouldn't expect for a Rocky film, but I definitely expect from something like a good anime fight where we see inside the characters' heads without going into a flashback. It really sells you on the rivalry between Damien and Adonis, especially because Jonathan Majors does such a great job playing a character who's cocky but also feels a little bit like a tortured soul. I really do appreciate that he isn't just a copy paste version of one of Rocky's other villains, like, say, Clubber Lang from the third film. He's still a loudmouth and he still gets a lot of verbal jabs in, but he still feels like he's uniquely his own character. On top of that, I really appreciate how the film handles its motifs without feeling like it over relies on the past. It still has its montages. It still has a lot of personal drama leading into the fight, but it feels like it's uniquely its own, and it's not just copying what Sylvester Stallone did in his films. Especially because Michael B. Jordan is the director here, and despite this being his first film that he's directed, he feels like he's a veteran on par with Ryan Coogler, who directed the first film. He definitely gets which shots are important, he definitely understands how to make the rivalries matter, and he also manages to make the family drama situation with Adonis, Bianca, and Amara really compelling. So I think this is the best film of the trilogy of Creed movies, and probably just the best movie I've seen this year. It's going to be a hard act to follow, but I'll give this movie a 9 out of 10. Total knockout. See you next time.